What's up YouTube, it's David, and for today's video I'm going to be showing you guys how to do a mid-fade slick back. I did an ASMR video on this haircut in particular, so I'm just warning you guys that I don't start the haircut the best way that you should. If you guys need more information on how to set up a haircut when your client's wolfing for this long, I'm gonna leave a video up there in the top right corner, so make sure you guys click that. But for this video, for the first guideline, we're gonna use our gamma hitters, and we're gonna go from the middle of the C cup and dip it down towards his occipital bone. His occipital bone is the highest point right there, the guideline that I used my trimmers on. We're gonna go ahead and reduce the bulk by shaving the sides, and after I'll explain to you guys my fading process to achieve a blurry mid fade. If you guys aren't going to do a razor fade, the equivalence of the step that I just did is you guys using your trimmers and also using your shaver to create that bald transition. So what I'm doing here is I'm saturating the hair with water, and I'm separating the hair because I did a poor job at doing it in the beginning of the video. So I want to make sure that I separate it from the corner of his head right there. That thing is called the parietal ridge area. So you guys have to do a really good job at parting his hair. And after, we're gonna use clipper over comb to get rid of, this guy probably hasn't cut his hair in 5 months. So it's a lot different when you guys get a client that hasn't cut his hair in a month versus 5 months. So I'm just going in and creating shape because he does want a slick back. So I'm gonna leave more hair towards the back area and go in with my 3 guard to create the base of our haircut. So make sure you guys are following through every single step, and after every single step you guys have to go through a cleaning process of cleaning your work and making sure your workspace is nice and organized. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna take a vertical section from the back of his head. The hair that I left from doing clipper over comb just laid out perfectly. So make sure that when you guys do your clipper over comb, you guys are very mindful of how much room you guys leave. So the reason why my fingers were a little bit crooked too, I was reaching over the camera, and that was my non-dominant side. So make sure you guys are leveled in and you guys stay nice and organized with your workflow. So I do vertical sections here, and then I do some clipper over comb just to get rid of some of that excess bulk that I didn't really fully cut. Then I'm gonna go in and do horizontal sections to even out the workflow. So vertical or horizontal, it doesn't matter. I've tried both methods, and to me it doesn't make a difference. Another barber might tell you otherwise, but you guys will see the end result. Results speak for themselves, guys. And right here, I'm not gonna get too technical. Just separate the hair from the middle part of the top of the head, split it in half, and make 2 separate sections, so we can go ahead and just grab the front of the hair and make it even. We're just gonna make it even and give it that nice flow of a slick back. And we're gonna take a horizontal section of the hair that was overlapping and do the same thing on the other side. Since we did separate the hair into 2 separate sections, you guys see how that hair was so long, and then we're gonna comb it back and it's gonna connect nice and smooth. And the hair that's gonna be left over on the side, there's gonna be nice and bulky, so you wanna make sure you get your thinning shears and you reduce the bulk, so you won't have to go in and you can just keep the nice darkness of the fade. The key in fading is to keep the contrast and just to make sure that you're not going too high. So right here, we're gonna take a 2-finger guideline with the 1 guard with the lever open, and I'm using my Babyliss Gold FX that are not zero gapped. These aren't zero gapped, guys, so I use these to set guidelines because it gives me more space and more room for error. And you guys see the occipital bone is the bone that protrudes from the back of the head. So that's the first guideline that you guys didn't really get to see in the beginning of the video, but you guys can see how it runs nice and smooth. And now we're gonna get our Babyliss Gold FX and split the guideline into two separate sections. So this guideline right here is with the lever open, and that creates the half. The first guideline is with the lever open. The one on top is the one guard with the lever open. Two separate guidelines, each 1 finger thick, and I'm gonna explain to you guys how to blend those out. So that's the lever close, guys. So we're gonna put it in the middle, and we're gonna hit the guideline in the middle. Go ahead and read that caption for me really quick, guys. So we're gonna just use the corners of our clippers. Hit the guideline in the middle. Don't go higher than the first guideline. We're only paying attention to the first guideline, nothing else, guys. And we're putting it in the middle. We're gonna go up little by little. So it's gonna be called the middle open close method. So we start by hitting the guideline in the middle. We open the lever a little bit, go up a tiny bit higher into the guideline, and we just go in zones like this across the whole head. And then, you know, everything's gonna blend out little by little. Just stay patient. You guys see there, you know, step by step, you guys are seeing how I'm blending out the first guideline. Just use, if you're working on this side and you're right-handed, use the left corner of your clipper. And if you have to go more towards the right side, you're gonna have to use the right side of the corner of your clipper. So using the corners and staying true to the middle open close method is what's gonna guarantee you consistent results. After blending the first guideline out, when I'm dealing with mid-fade slickbacks, I just like to go in and create as much darkness as I can. So that's what I'm going to be doing in this step. I grab the 1.5 guard and I do the closed to open method. But when I open my lever all the way, I go to that height of where I'm at with the lever open, and I'm flicking out using the corner of my clipper. The reason why I'm doing that is because I know my client has darker and more contrasted hair, so I can take advantage of that and really just skip a step. You know, I'm skipping the 2 guard because I'm using the corner of my clipper. You guys see how I put it on its side, and I'm just flicking out and flicking out and flicking out, and that's overcompensating for the 2 guard. So that's just the key, guys. When you guys are fading, it's just fading, you know. It's you don't have to go through a specific step. As long as you're flicking out and you can create a nice transition, that's all that matters. In this step, we go in with the 0.5 guard and we do the closed to open method. As you guys saw in the caption, you guys just start off with the lever closed and you start opening it little by little as you go deeper into the fade. And we're only given 1 finger of room to work with in that step. And we're gonna do the same thing right here with the 1 guard, and we're gonna open it up little by little. We're doing the close to open method with the 0.5 guard and the 1 guard. So the way you guys can think about it is that we've used almost every single guard that's needed to do the fade besides the 2 guard. So we used our scissors to create the base, the clipper over comb as well. And when we flick out using the 3 guard, that's what we're doing. We're creating transitions by flicking out. You guys might not understand it, but flicking out is probably the most underrated thing that nobody talks about. Flicking out is what creates transitions, and it's what allows you to go faster in your workflow, especially right here when I use, you know, shavers or when I do anything else, guys. So that pretty much sums up the fading process, and I like just looking at my client from a different perspective to make sure from the front that the fade looks nice and blurry. And to prep my hairstyling, I'm gonna use Mason's Sea Salt Spray Matte Finish, and we just spray on the tips and we go ahead and blow dry with nice cool air. And you guys see there how I'm pulling the front towards the bottom and then I'm stretching it towards the top. Just make sure to tell your client to keep a stiff head So, and let them know what you're doing. You know, this just creates a nice brushback effect. This is the before and after doing every single step that I mentioned in the tutorial. This is what you get. This is the result of doing every single step, the fading, the scissors on top. And you know, this was a 4 to 5 month wolf transformation, guys. So you guys are gonna get a lot of situations like that when you guys do get clients that haven't cut their hair in months. So refer back to this video, and I just really want you guys to go and execute this tutorial. It doesn't have to be perfect, guys. My shears are like $40-50 at Sally's. I don't have the most expensive gear, but I just make sure to try something out when I see it. I saw a tutorial, I was like, might as well try it out on my client, and this is the end result that I got. Make sure you guys tag me in your stories if you guys do this haircut tutorial on Instagram. My Instagram is David Escamilla. Again, guys, I appreciate you for all the support. Peace.